Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Madam Rusnani binti Din Elias Yaakob, Director, Entrepreneurship Development Center, our distinguished speaker, Encik Syamsul Bahri, all participants, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Breakthrough Business Mind with EDC. I am Irfan Imran, first year, first semester student from Kuliah of Engineering, and I am honored to be your MC for today. Before we start our program, let us begin with the recitation of Al-Fatiha. Amin, 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 ya Rabbal Alamin. As of now, we have many participants in YouTube and Zoom who are eager to listen to Encik Syamsul Bahri. To all participants, please record your attendance. Link is available in the chat room in Zoom and IIUM official YouTube channel. Alhamdulillah. So, the objective of this talk series is to empower the audience with a comprehensive understanding of the entrepreneurial mindset through practical insights, real-world examples, and actionable strategies. Participants will gain the knowledge and inspiration to cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset that can be applied to various aspects of their life. Introducing Mr. Shamsul Bahril. Shamsul the Catalyst is the founder of Usahawan Soho and chief entrepreneur of Wawasan Paradigma Sundramerhat. He is also currently the president of Alumni Entrepreneur Wing International Islamic University Malaysia. So, without further ado, I will pass the mic to Mr. Shamsul Bahrain.
Thank you much, Brother Irfan Imran, our MC for today, who is also the president of the IC Entrepreneurship Club IUM. My voice is clear, right, everybody? Okay. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin, wa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala for His blessing today that we are able to gather for the first time of the year for the entrepreneurial talk organized by Entrepreneurship Development Center IUM. Also, my gratitude to Puan Rosnani and the whole team that has arranged for this particular event on this beautiful Friday morning. Yes, and I'm very honored to be invited and becoming the first speaker of the year. Inshallah, we will have a good sharing this morning on the topic of how to think like an entrepreneur. Actually, the initial topic that was given, that I gave to EDC was think big, start small, which how do you get started in a business. But I think this is also much more important topic where it's all about the entrepreneurial mindset. Yeah. So I hope that I'll be able to share this morning. Basically, 1 hour is very short. So what I'm going to do is that more of like a storytelling rather than like a classroom or a seminar concept. Okay. I think we just do it casually so that everybody can enjoy the sharing. Okay. Before that, let me quickly introduce myself. Yeah. I have actually two different slides here. I will move on to the other slide so that I can use that to introduce myself before I go into the main slide. Okay, this is my basically a normal introduction profile slide that I shared during my classes, training, seminars, and so on. Quite a lengthy slide, but I'll just go through briefly with all of you. All right. Okay, a quick one. I was graduated in 1995, Bachelor of Business Administration, IUM, uh, where we were in PJ, Section 17. I've never got an opportunity to study in Gombak. Yeah, PJ was a nice, lovely campus at that time. Okay, and that's how I got started to become an entrepreneur, where I accidentally, I would say accidentally, because it was never my imagination to start a business while I was studying. Okay, it just happened that while during the semester break, I was looking around for part-time job to to get some pocket money, and I landed into working at Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. So what happened is that after a couple of semesters, I've been working with Dunkin' Donuts until the year before I came into first year in PJ. I proposed to the owner of Dunkin' Donuts Malaysia. I said that why not we open one in IIUM, because at that time I was helping him to run the outlet in Section 14 PJ, and it was quite tiring for me to commute every day after class, in between class, and so on to look after the outlet. So Alhamdulillah, he was so receptive to that proposal and asked me to get things done, whatever is necessary with the university. So at that time, I brought that proposal to the director of student affairs, and then we were talking about the possibility of having the outlet in UIA, and the director was shocked with that proposal because it came from a first year student. And best thing is that he said that it's doable, and he brought it all the way up to the director, and the director was again shocked because nobody has came with that kind of proposal, from a student, right? So, well, to cut story short, Alhamdulillah, from that beginning, the rector given the approval for me to start a Dunkin' Donuts outlet in IIUM. If I'm not mistaken, it was in 1991, 92, yeah, during that time. Right. After that, of course, these are some of my engagement and entrepreneurship and so on with many agencies, government agencies, universities, and so on. And these are my so-called areas of expertise that I've gathered for the last 30 years of my entrepreneurial journey. These are the areas that I've been serving the market and so on. Okay, this is the when I was really young, 19 years old. This outlet was at Section 14 PJ, where I was working part time, right? And then you can look at the next pictures where I was training a new staff, and then those are donuts. And the bottom pictures were my outlet, yeah, in section in PJ campus. Yes, you can see it's a very long outlet. I will show you a bigger picture later. All right, and also next to it is actually my my room at my house given by the company. Yeah, you can see that was on the table. There's a very old notebook, but at that time nobody is using notebook in the campus. I was the only one carrying notebooks and also a handphone during that time. Okay, this was the house given by the company. I was staying in this house at Section 17. It's quite a lot. right? Just being a student at 19 years old, staying in this house, I said, wow, that was something, given, you know, from the sky. No, nobody. I mean, I've never thought to live in this kind of house at that age. Yeah. Okay. And this is actually the Dunkin' Donuts outlet uh, in 1991, 95. I graduated in 1995. Um, what you can see here is basically it's much much bigger than the normal Dunkin' Donuts outlet because we are not only selling donuts and also sandwiches, but we also sell a lot of other things to serve the students, including burgers, fried chicken, French fries, spaghetti, porridge, ice cream, and so on. All right, and our outlet opens from 7 in the morning until 1 in the morning. Yeah, because our peak hour is actually 11 o'clock at night. It's just because students. I mean, the library closed at 11, and most of the students are very hungry, and there's no other outlets open at that time. And Dunkin' Donut is the only place where they can get a bite before they go to sleep. All right. Okay, that's a bit of history, but upon graduation, I did not continue my F&B business, and I jumped into what I call it IT business, information technology. So I was among the pioneers of the MSc Malaysia way back in 1997. So at that time, was very busy. Malaysia was promoting MSc, and I'm also traveling around. At that time, my age was only 27. I think, yeah, 27, among the youngest among all. Yes, and this was a trip to Ottawa, Canada, right, to promote Malaysia. And of course, during the same year as well, I was also visiting a partner in Australia, Brisbane, Australia, to form a partnership to set up a silicon studio in Malaysia. Yeah, if those who are in IT, they may know that silicon studio is actually where they produces graphics for movies. Yeah, those days, if you watch a Twister, this is where a platform for them to produce that kind of movie. All right, with the visualization and so on. Okay. All right, I'll go quickly. This was cloud computing. You've heard of cloud computing recently, right? But actually, I've done this cloud computing way back in the early 2000. All right, this was a partnership to develop a cloud computing apps for a logistic company called TrackDesk. Yeah, and this was some of my entrepreneurship engagement with just 2004 office of and this also with also do this team for the corporate for Alcatel Lucent, HRDS. Yeah, these are these that are also entrepreneurship training, travel quite big with different kinds of programs. Things like MyWin Academy, Fixation, in 2016. The also programs for single mothers and so on. These are some of my engagement with the universities. We have done a mobile application academy entrepreneurship program for University Malaya, MEPAC. Also conducted a junior marketing consultant training program for UKM, TESMAT. UniKL, I conducted for 300 students almost on a BMC or Business Model Campus. Yeah, this is the students at UniKL. These labs at Mara. These are my clients in Mara that I've been doing. Okay, so we have not really updated the latest one. Okay, these are some of the photos that we're doing consulting and coaching for the entrepreneurs. I've done event management as well. I took basically managed the Malay and emerging market for DG in the past, so that we have done a lot of activities, launching new programs such as Felda Zone DG, and then we spend a lot of time doing market acquisition, and developing the market for them. Right. At the same time, I was also as a consultant of this customer loyalty program since 2000. I was a consultant for Surya KLCC, and then Avenue K. After that, I got the opportunity to also consult PT Matahari under Lipo Group in Indonesia. Then we also have got partners and also some paper presentation to Nestle and so on. All right. I've done since 1996 upon graduation my first ever conference and exhibition actually for organized for the National Conference Exhibition for Computer in Education hosted by University Malaya. Right, it was conducted at PWTC with a few, if not mistaken, a few hundred guests or participants and also 100 exhibition booths, right? And the rest are some of the other engagement as well. Okay, this is something that a lot of people didn't know that I've also done creative flower arrangement actually. Our team has done for the 39th ASEAN Ministerial Meeting in KLCC, Cameron Highland Resort for pre-opening of the hotel and so on. Okay, and community services, I've gone through a lot with the universities as well, technology park as an advisor or mentor, and so on. I used to be also the advisor for Enactus at IIUM in 2013. And recently I'm back as the also president of the Alumni Entrepreneur Wing to help the university with the information development. Okay, I think that's these are some of the newspaper cuttings of all the activities in the past. Yeah, entrepreneurship development. Okay, that's a little bit about me, and also these are some of the business ventures. We used to have Roti Boy at Manara Alliance, but we have closed it down during the pandemic, just after about 5 years operating, and we need to renew the franchise fees. But then we decided not to continue because of the condition at that time was not very good. So we decided to close it down. All right. This is one of my mentees, Farida. She's the founder of Coffee for Good. Yeah, it's a social enterprise. And this is quite recent. Puan Dahlia, who is also our alumna, and she's actually basically an entrepreneur, deals with export of products to Uzbekistan. And this is one of the products she brought in from Saudi Arabia and a premix for baking. And I helped her to brought the products into Sogo KL, since that I've got a partnership with Sogo with for our small enterprise products in Sogo. Yeah. And this is our partnership signing ceremony during the Selangor International Business Summit, where we will develop the women entrepreneurs, especially in baking. Yeah, where our basically developing the modules and also to go to market for the entrepreneurs under baking lah. All right. This is my contact, social medias and so on. You can screenshots or take it down for a while before I move on to my next slide. Yeah. Let us move on to the actual stuff. All right, how to think like an entrepreneur. Okay, as I had mentioned earlier in my introduction, I've been an entrepreneur for last 30 years. Yeah, I've never worked for anybody. All right, it's a long journey. Okay, as what people say that entrepreneurship is not a destination; it's a journey. I'm still moving on. I'm not so sure. I don't think there will be an end. Inshallah, maybe towards my end of my life, I will still be an entrepreneur. Okay, only maybe in a different pace and so on. All right. I really enjoy doing this. I really love the moment that I had for the last 30 years. Yeah. I would love to share whatever that I have, gone through for this, with all of you, especially those who are keen, yeah, to be an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter whether you are working or you plan to retire soon or whatever. That I think this is also another good opportunity for you to learn and to whether entrepreneurship will be the right one for you, because entrepreneurship to me is not for everybody. You have to understand. I think this topic is very, very good for you to understand whether you have what it takes to become an entrepreneur. Okay, before I begin, I believe that we have got quite a number of people here in the what we call this Zoom, but I have not really got the opportunity to see what's there in the YouTube. Yeah. So can I have some feedback? Yeah, feedback from the audience. Okay, let's be a bit of interactive today. How many of you? You can just put in the chat. How many of you basically are already running any kind of business? I know so many of you may have already done some business online and stuff like that, or they do have a family business and so on. Can I have some hands in the chat? We have about around 50 plus audience here. Anybody? I do not see any hands here yet. Not yet. Okay. Anybody that has started or is doing some kind of business currently? Maybe everyone is shy, is it? Ada pun. Yes, me. Yeah. Many of you. I believe the ladies especially, right? Good. Trying to start, especially that I'm teaching a class that embeds entrepreneurial skill. Very good. Okay. To me, for those who are involved in entrepreneurship classes, training, or teaching, you should be running some kind of business, because to me, the best person to teach entrepreneurship are entrepreneurs themselves, right? Okay. So for those who have not yet, it's okay, right? Still not too late for you to consider and also go on with it, right? Okay, never mind. Later on, maybe we can also look at how many of you are really, really keen after my presentation to embark on this. I might have some surprises for you. Okay. All right. Let's move on. I will go to the next slide.
Cannot hear, sir. Tuan tak dengar suara Tuan, Tuan Syamsul.
Sorry for the technical issues. I hope all the participants can wait for the issues to be solved.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, clear voice. Okay, alright.
Dah dengar eh?
Dah.
Oi, kenapa pergi? Why suddenly disappeared? Okay, let's continue eh. Tadi I think ada some technical issue, dia punya sound dah lari. Okay, let's continue again. Entrepreneur and businessman. What makes the difference between these two? Okay, basically if you can see, hello? Dengar eh?
Dengar. Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Tadi tengok ada something yang tak betul. Alright, so basically when you look at these two different entrepreneur and businessmen, give you, you can read from the slide, but then I just want to give you an analogy basically that what makes these two different is kalau when you go out on the street, okay, this based on my experience, right? When my son was, going to school, standard one, many years back, all right. Whenever I send him to school, then I will go and visit, the stall operators nearby my house, selling nasi lemak, selling, the kueh, and so on. All right. And they are running a business there. And almost 15, 20 years, today when I go to the same store, I will see the same person running the same business. So do you think or do you consider this person as an entrepreneur or a businessman? All right. So this is a thing that you need to understand. Okay. These are the people that we consider as businessmen, where they just do an existing business or traditional business already available in the market and just run it for their survival, right? Okay. So an entrepreneur is someone who creates new market, who creates new thing, invention or innovation and so on. Right? They are also taking risks and stuff like that. All right. And they are also always thinking about scalability or growth. Right. So these are the differences. Okay. And also another analogy that I want to share is where you can see okay, this is a you can see the comparison of a mindset and creativity between a businessman and also entrepreneur. Let's assume that this businessman sells bananas, right? So that person goes out there and purchase the bananas maybe from the farmers or from the wholesalers, right? So he opens a shop, a fruit shop, and resell the banana, of course, with a markup. From here, you can see it's 50 cents, then he sells at 250, okay? But for entrepreneur, they are doing beyond that, more than that, right? So they are not only thinking about selling the bananas again to the consumers. What they do is that they will create another product with higher value, right? Which can reach out to a bigger market, right? With a same means or same product, right? So now from a banana, it can becomes a banana so-called smoothies and whatever not, right? And of course, when you sell, the value is much, much higher, right? So there are many examples in the market. You can see that, from one single item, then you can, create other byproducts or different products to create higher values. So this is the mindset of the entrepreneur, all right? So of course, creativity is also one part of the so-called characteristics of an entrepreneur. Okay, I hope you understand this, so that because it's very, very important for you to understand this concept that when you decided to become an entrepreneur, are you going to become a businessman or business person, or are you going to become an entrepreneur, right? So you can see that there's so many entrepreneurs in the market who are very successful because they have a different thinking and different mindset, all right? So as I mentioned earlier, entrepreneurship is not just about starting a company, all right? So you must have a bigger vision, all right? Bigger goals, like what it says here is about helping yourself by helping others, right? The more people you help, you are actually helping yourself more. Okay, and that's the reason why when sometimes I observe activities on campus conducted by Kulia or even EDC and so on, not only in UIA but also in other universities. Whenever you talk about entrepreneurship, say entrepreneurship week or entrepreneurship activities, what they only created or they only conducted is opening stores by the students, right? So it has to be more than that, beyond that actually, so we need to create something different, right? Not just entrepreneurship week, opening stores and sell products. You need to have a different kind of mindset and activities when it comes to entrepreneurship activities on campus. All right, maybe that one we can sit down together and work it out, to make it more lively and also meaningful in the future. Okay, this is one of my guru. He's also the well-known global guru in small business, entrepreneurial model. What he says is that the entrepreneurial model does not start with a picture of business to be created, but of the customer for whom the business is to be created. Okay, let me share with you my experience, basically with my entrepreneurs, the so-called small entrepreneurs or the IKS. What happened is that most of them are not able to grow or are not able to scale their business because they started with products, right? That is totally wrong when you start a business. Okay, I understand because what they know is that they are good. To me, I call them as a technician because they are good in doing things, right? They are good in baking, they are good in sewing and whatever not. But unfortunately, they are not able to find the market. Why? Because when you get started, you start on the wrong footing. Okay, being an entrepreneur, what you should be doing is to identify your customers. Yeah, must know your customer segment. Who are they and what are you creating for them? Later on, I will share with you what we have done as my company, Wawa Sapradima, when it comes to these aspects, right? So I hope you understand that. If you have ever thought of going into business, being an entrepreneur, please identify your customers first, right? It's not what you want to sell, but what they want to buy from you. Okay, that is most important. Okay, core elements of a business. All right, this is another area that I want to touch, and a lot of parties make a mistake when it comes to entrepreneurship development. Okay, there are three core elements here, which is entrepreneurship, management, and leadership. All right, but most of the time, even I've been in the market for so long, there's so many programs has been conducted by so many agencies, right, all the way from the ministry down to all the small agencies and universities and so on. The emphasis given when it comes to entrepreneurship development is on management. Okay, please understand, entrepreneurship is not management. All right, so you must know what is entrepreneurship is all about. And that's the reason why our topic here today is an entrepreneurship mindset, because that is the most important element if you want to develop an entrepreneur. Management comes later when you're already running the business. You want to manage the business. That's what we call business management. All right. Sometimes you do not need an entrepreneur to manage your business. Okay. That's the reason why big companies, the ones who's running the business is not an entrepreneur, but is those are managers, right? So they sort after good managers to become the CEO of the company and so on, but they are not entrepreneurs. They are just managers. Okay. Then of course you need to have leadership when you want to grow. Leadership that drives the company into in a long run and also grow bigger, right? So I believe these three elements must comes together hand in hand. But why you can see the circle in the center is very huge, because that is the mother of all this, where you got to really nurture that individual who ever wants to become entrepreneur with all the entrepreneurship what we call these characteristics. Yeah, you see, these are the things that you should be teaching and also acquiring your skills, yeah, in these areas, because you're talking about entrepreneurship, you are going into the real world, right? So you need to have all these so-called skills, yeah, problem solving, critical thinking, yeah, managing resources, communication. But unfortunately, these are not been taught to all the entrepreneurs out there. Okay, I always look at all these programs conducted by Mara lah, whatever. Whenever you look at the programs, pengurusan keuangan, or how to manage finance, how to start your how to register your business with SSM, all those kind of things. Then social media, this comes later, but these are the aspects that you need to groom and give the the individual or the entrepreneurs to be the solid foundation, right, before they can really run their business. Okay, so internal mindset. Mindset is actually a cognitive belief system, right? So it consists a lot of integrated beliefs, assumptions, knowledge, and so on. There is a thought process involved and stuff like that, right? So if you can master this, actually, entrepreneurship is a mindset to empower anyone to succeed. Yeah. Okay. An entrepreneurial mindset is a specific set of beliefs, knowledge, and also thought processes that drive entrepreneurial behavior. That's the reason why entrepreneurial mindset is very, very important, because you need to have that right mindset to drive your behaviors, your actions actually. Okay, so I just want to share a bit what our business is. Whenever people ask, what do you do, right? Those days, I always tell people that, oh, I'm doing IT, I'm doing FMB, right? But nowadays, we don't go into that specific vertical anymore, because business is always there, opportunity is always there, it's everywhere, and we have got the expertise, we have got the resources, and so on. So you have to ask us, what do? We do a lot of different things. But most important thing is, what we do is getting things done, meaning that we solve our client's problem. All right. Okay. For example, one of our main client that we've been with them for quite a while is JKM, or Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat. So whenever there's disasters, we make money. Very unfortunate, but that's the reality. Whenever there's a disaster, especially flood, then our company makes money. Right? Okay. How do we do that? All right. Basically, I just like to share with you what are the products that we offer as a solution to our welfare department and also NATMA. This is our first product that we produce together with Technology Park, called Mobile Partition. This is meant for the the disaster center, right? Or PPS, Pusat Pemindahan Sementara, right? So this product actually as a partition to give a bit of privacy, to those that has to be evacuated and placed at the center, right? And for your information, that for this particular innovation, I would say not invention, I would say innovation, all right, we won a bronze medal in Geneva, right, together with Technology Park Malaysia, right? But however, for the convenience sake, we, of course, Technology Park looking for something more easier to manage, easier to set up, So we came up with another idea, all right, to create what we call the collapsible tent. Yeah, if you see the PPS or the centers, disaster centers nowadays, you can see this orange color tent is collapsible, right? You can open up in a split second, and also you can close it within only less than, we have tried many times, less than 2 minutes. You really can wrap it up and put back into the bag, right? It's a very, very, very portable and easy to manage, right? So we supply this to all the centers throughout Malaysia. So we have to, deliver that to every different states, and so that they can be prepared whenever the flood or any disasters arises. Okay, but of course we can't be doing this all forever, right? Because after that, there's always other companies will also come in, and they will also will be winning like that, right? So what's next? So we have to come up with new products, right? So try to solve an issue. Okay, then the problem came during the Shah Alam flood, where the victims are not able to be evacuated, right? So there's no food. They have to, suffer for a few days. So what is the solution? So what we do is that we say that we will come up with what we call the RTE, or the ready to eat, with a self-heating pad, right? So these are some of the products, right? We have nasi ayam masak kurma, nasi goreng, fried rice, and so on, packed, all right? And it has a set of things in the pouch that we give them, where it consists of the food itself. All right, and then it comes with the mineral water for the heating. There's also a heating pad. All right, and what we call is also a set of cutleries. Okay, so what they can do whenever they receive this pack, in order for them to consume, so what they need to do is just to open the pack and the pouch, right? The silver pouch. Then they put in the water. Okay, so the whole pouch will be heating by the heating pad, and then after about 8 minutes, they can consume the food immediately, right? Because for the food, we already use a retort technology, so it's already cooked. So you just need to heat and consume, right? I think there's also some products already available in the market, selling at the supermarket, and also I think Shell. There's a brand called Kembara and stuff like that, similar, right? But this is actually a hit as well. Welfare department love it so much because it makes much easier work for them whenever they evacuated the victims. So they don't have to prepare cook food immediately and so on. Yeah, of course, in the long run, they have to cook, but then when they just evacuated at that time, they don't have the time to arrange. So they just provide the victims with these products. Yeah. So we just also won a tender recently, last November, December, we just completed the delivery. Yeah. Inshallah, this year we'll find other products if there is needs. Of course, there's some small items that we also supply, like mattresses and so on. Yeah, even biscuits. Okay, all right. So that's the story about our company. So what I'm trying to say is that you look for what your customer wants, not what you have. This is what I learned when I was a consultant for Surya KLCC. I was a bit shocked how a small company like ours those days, of course, that was not Wawasan at that time, it was different company that I was running, that has been selected or appointed by Surya to work with them. There are so many other consultants around the world that been talking to them, right? Very, very big companies. But what the GM at that time, Andrew Neary, told me, he said that, of course, I was very persistent, it took me about 2 years to get my first PO and appointment letter from Surya KLCC. But what he mentioned that you got our attention because you are not selling boxes. Can you tell me what does that mean? You are not selling boxes. It means that I do not carry or bring a product or a solution with me and try to sell to them. What I did during that 2 years, I was trying to understand what their pains, what they need, and I propose based on that. And that's the reason why they consider us to be their partner, right? So that is very, very enlightening. And of course, with Surya KLCC name, then I managed to get others. It's easy because once you have got a good reference site, then Avenue K appointed us, and then of course our neighboring countries, partners over there also got to know about it, and then brought us there, and we got the job with PT Matahari. It's a very huge retail stores, at that time. They even have got about 5 million memberships. Okay, so that's what you as entrepreneur do when you see these opportunities. Okay, this is just to share with you. When you talk about mindset, entrepreneurial mindset, there's about 5 dimensions, right? So it's a bit complicated. I'm not going to share with you the details today. Okay, and if you look at some of the characteristics, these are some of the characteristics I pick up from the internet, just to show you, the critical thinking, flexibility, creativity, opportunity recognition. That's very, very important. Yeah, being an entrepreneur, you must be able to identify opportunities, right? You must be what I call must be able to sniff, right? Where are the opportunities? Because you need to turn opportunities into basically business, yeah? Because that will be your lifeline of the business. Because no opportunities, no business. So sometimes what you do is that you create the opportunity. Okay. All right. So coming to the last part, I just want to share some of the characteristics Yeah, if you want to be, you want to think and act like an entrepreneur, these are the things that you need to develop, right? You need to have this characteristic in you. Okay, so the first one, you got to be independent, right? You cannot be relying on other people, right? Then, of course, you have to be responsible and also accountable, right? That is very, very important. Okay, you also must have a mindset of abundance. Means that, you know, you must be thinking there's always opportunity, there's always money to make, right? There's always room for you to help others. These are the thinking or the mindset you need to have. And of course, goal oriented. Must have a goal to achieve, right? Always use the smart methods, right? To make sure that you know what to achieve. For, let's say, last year you have done this, so this year what are you going to achieve? So you must put a goal for you to achieve every year. Yeah. So in business, it's always like that. There's reason why you need to do budgeting, you need to do your planning, and also goal targets for the year. Not afraid of failure. Yes, this is something that most people, why they do not want to go into business, because they are afraid of failure, right? Fear is one aspect. They are worried to do this, they are worried about this and about that, right? So to me, failure, there's no failure in my dictionary. Basically, failure is what I call a temporary defeat. If you fail on something that you are doing, it's just a temporary defeat. So what you do is that you don't dwell with it. Just basically you just need to fail forward, right? Move on. Okay. Then of course, number 6, you must be growth oriented. You must keep on thinking that you must grow. That's the reason why when I teach my students, I always say, whenever you start a business, you must be able to sustain and scale. So scalable is very, very important. Okay, so that is growth oriented. And of course, learning oriented is also another aspect that you need to learn. A lot of what we call this knowledge when it comes to business. And of course, not only we're talking about lifelong learning in terms of skills, but of course the subject matters as well when it comes to the business that you related to you. Yeah, so you have to keep abreast. Especially when I was in IT before, IT obsoletes very, very fast. Within 6 months, definitely there's something new coming up, right? So even like you look at technology nowadays, you started with 2G, 3G, 4G, and now 5G, right? Now government is pushing for you to migrate to 5G. And today people is complaining, why my network is so bad? Why my connection is so bad? A lot of people didn't know. Actually, the government has instructed all the telcos to shut down the 3G. So that's the reason why you are having problems right now, because the 4G network is congested, because everybody is already now in 4G, then not many migrated to 5G yet. So that's the reason why you have this bit of difficulty at the moment. This information I got from my friends in the telco itself. Okay, so don't worry. You have to somehow find a way to migrate to 5G, or wait for them to migrate. Then you have some rooms in the 4G spectrum. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Growth oriented, learning oriented, and also forward thinking. You must keep on thinking. You must have a long-term planning, long-term thinking, right? Where you want to bring the company, how big the company can grow, and stuff like that, right? Feedback seeking is very, very important, to get feedbacks from your anybody around you, basically. Yeah, your colleagues, your partners, your competitors, your suppliers. All this you must get feedback, because you are not all the time right. So you must be able to get feedback, and also to improve yourself. Self-accepting, you must be also make sure that you know who you are. You must be able to improve yourself and stuff like that. Self-aware also, very, very important. Yeah, you must know who you are, where you are, and so on. Okay. And number 12, this one of my favorite skills, which is collaborative. Yeah, because in business you cannot be doing it alone. Okay, that's the reason why whenever you want to start a business, I always recommend start with a team. All right. Okay. So make sure that you collaborate. Anywhere you can't be doing it alone. Like right now, I'm collaborating with EDC to help EDC with all the programs and stuff like that. All right. So, there's a strategic partnership between Alumni Entrepreneur Wing and also EDC itself, right? That is in terms of entrepreneurship development in UIA. Okay, courageous, of course, you must have a courage, then comfortable with discomfort, all right? Sometimes not only sometimes, most of the time, right, we have this discomfort in many aspects when you're running a business. So you must be comfortable with it. Otherwise, you will be having a lot of problems. Okay. So make sure that you confront it, easily, and don't make it as a big problems to you. Yeah. You must be adaptable as well. And most importantly, as an entrepreneur, you must be able to solve problems. Yeah. Problem solving skills is very, very important. It's not only that you are solving your customer's problem, but you also need to solve your problem. Sometimes it's a good problem. For instance, I'll give you an example. Let's say that you got a tender, not say a tender, a few tenders concurrently, right? Is it a good or bad problem? Of course, it's a good problem, but there's still problems. Why? Because when you have tenders, you must raise funds, right? You need to manage your financial. Where do you get the money from? All those kind of things, right? You're not going to get payment immediately from your customer. Okay, so you must be able to find a solution to that. So these are the things that we have been doing in the past. By hook, by crook, you must find the solution to deliver your job to your clients. Okay, driven and tenacious. You must have the drive. You have to be so-called persistent, persevere in doing the business. All right, focus. When you say focus, means that you must be focused in getting your goals achieved. Right. Some people, when you say focus, they thought, oh, I have to focus on this particular thing only, do this business only, I cannot do other things. No, it's not that. All right, you must be able to focus on whatever you're doing to accomplish a job. Okay, you can have 2-3 businesses, no problem, as long as you know how to manage them. Okay, action oriented. This is nothing that you can deny. You have to be action oriented. If you are not on your feet all the time, then your business will be slowing down. Then you will be not making good progress. Okay, and then decisive. You must be able to make decisions fast and quick. That is very, very important so-called characteristics for an entrepreneur. Okay. All right. I just shared about 16. Sorry. My numbering was not correct. Actually, it's 20, right? Oh yeah, I haven't changed that the 19 and 20. Okay, never mind. 20 of them. Okay, basically. All right. Those are the characteristics that you must possess. You must have. You must develop in order for you to think and act like an entrepreneur. So how do you get started? So basically, these are how you develop your entrepreneurial mindset. In a simple way, you must set a clear goals, right? In whatever that you do. Then practice being decisive. Then redefine failure. If you stumble into any kind of failure along the way, redefine that and move forward. Face your fears. Yeah. Make sure that you are not afraid of doing or trying anything new, right? So if Elon Musk fear of doing things like that, you will not be having PayPal, you will not be having space, and also Tesla today, right? He has really, really put his money, effort, time into all these new inventions and stuff like that. Okay. And of course, lastly, you must remain curious. You must, always curious. Always want to know what's happening out there, what's the new products, what's coming, right? All those things you must be able to know and keep abreast with all the latest development, right? So this my sharing, my take for how do you or how are you able to bring yourself into the mode of getting ready to be an entrepreneur, right? So having the right mindset is very, very important right from the beginning. Okay. Okay. is my last slide. Just nice. We actually, yes, 10 and 1 minute. Okay. I got it just on time. Okay. Of course, there's some questionnaires there. Admin, how much time do we have for Q&A? Okay.
Cik Syamsul, we
Yeah,
have 5 minutes for the Q&A sessions.
5 minutes only, eh? Okay, tak apa. Kalau macam tu, I just open one or two. Okay. Alright. Anyone wants to ask any questions? I've got one inside here. It says, if I want to import things from other country and need to sell here for this, any process and communication link. Oh, okay. This one is importing and also in a way exporting. It all depends what kind of products that you want to bring in. And selling, of course, the market access is another aspect. For example, I just mentioned just now that our lovely Puan Dahlia, right? She's been doing, I think it's best also to learn from her, all right? The business that she's doing to export some of the products. Normally, actually, she's exporting palm oil and also some other retail products to Uzbekistan. But at the same time, they are also bringing some other products from other countries like Saudi Arabia, the one I mentioned, the what we call it, the premix, to be marketed in Malaysia. So as long as the product is acceptable, can be received by the market, there's no issue with that. But if you want to know more, maybe we can have a different session together. Inshallah, AAW will be able to, Alumni Entrepreneur Wing will be able to assist on that as well. Okay. Even recently, one of our alumni also, Dr. Mariam, she came to me also asking for some advice and also consultation to develop her products, and bring it into the market, which is on the skincare product. She's an expert scientist on developing skincare products. Okay. Anyone else want to ask a question before I give a closing note? Yes, Dr. Mariam is in here. We shall continue our discussion, Dr. Mariam. Okay. During our next AEW meeting, I'll invite you. Okay. Someone asking, any minimum budget? This is very, very interesting topic. Okay. Of course, I can't be dwelling much now, but you can start with as much as zero capital. That's how I started my Dunkin' Donuts. I'm just a student without money, right? But how I got started is by, being persuasive, right? So you got to learn how to be persuasive in order for you to able to raise funds or achieve your goals or whatever not, right? So you can definitely start with zero capital. But to me, my advice, whenever you want to start a business, there's a concept called bird in principle concept, where you just spend whatever you have in your hands that you can so-called forgo or burn it. If you let's say you have 1,000 ringgit, if you lose 1,000 ringgit, it's nothing going to happen to you. It's okay. Then just spend that amount of money. Don't go and borrow and whatever that you are not able to pay later on. Then that is not the right way to start the business. All right. So I always say never take a loan to start a business. You only take a loan when you want to grow your business, okay, or expand your business, but not starting the business. So never ever go to Tekun and ask for 5,000 ringgit. I want to start a business. No, that is not I'm not recommending that. Okay. All right. I think we have come to the end because the time is quite limited. what we can do is basically, okay, I have an offer. Actually, I already mentioned this to Puan Rusnani earlier. Okay, the continuity to this, since that this month is my birthday month. Okay, just celebrated 1 week ago. So I'm gonna offer this. Yeah, I'm gonna offer a free workshop. Okay, a free workshop, how to start right. Okay, so means that for those who are keen, who are interested to start to become an entrepreneur, right? I'm going to give you a half a day workshop, free of charge, FOC, complimentary to all of you who attended here. All right, if you are interested, please get in touch with EDC, all right, and register yourself, and then we will decide the time and venue soon, all right, so that we can meet face to face and we can get started. All right, so to us, we have the ecosystem ready, right? If you do not know what business to start, we have plenty of business opportunities for you to get started with the guidance, right? So these are the things that we're going to offer you. Okay, I saw just now also some of my committee members in AW also attended. Okay, Wan Haji Sabah was there just now, you know, maybe a few others. All right, so I'm looking forward to party pada, and then looking forward to all of you join our workshop soon. Okay, so that we can work on the idea of getting or becoming an entrepreneur in IUM. All right, with that, I thank you again for your presence and attention. Alhamdulillah, this was a very good start for the year. We had our successful so-called online talk, entrepreneur talk conducted by EDC. I thank EDC again for this effort. Inshallah, we will have more in the future. All right. With that, I close my sharing with wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Shamsul, for your sharing that full of knowledge and benefits for everyone. May Allah grant you good health so that we will all continue to directly benefits from your wisdom. As someone from the younger generations, I have learned so much during the past 1 hours, and I hope it goes the same for the other participants too. For your information, we have about 150 participants joining us in this Zoom and YouTube live. Alhamdulillah. So with this, we have come to the end of the session. Before that, I would like to remind all the participants to fill the evaluation form for the sessions. You can click on the link provided in the chat box. May Allah continue to provide us with His guidance and protection. To all participants, please be informed that the next Breakthrough Business Mind Talk will be held on 9th of February featuring Dr. Wahida, the founder of the Prayer Mat, will be talking about insights into entrepreneurships and success. So, thank you again, everyone, for joining the sessions. We end with the Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-As. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. See you
Thank
again.
you.
Terima kasih.
Thanks and Assalamualaikum.